Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing the 3 Thanksgiving Day games from NFL Week 13. It's the Monday afternoon after Week 12, and Joe Duffy covers every Thursday game with us. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, Seattle-San Francisco is the game that we're going to cover right now. And again, previous Thanksgivings, I felt like I was seeing some good edges and made some good picks. This Thanksgiving, all 3 games are looking a little bit tough to me. We'll see what you have to say about it. First, give a quick plug for offshoreinsiders.com and tell everyone how you do at that website, what that website's all about.
Oh, it is sweet. We're recording this before the Monday night game, so I have 2 picks pending, but 12-3, the last 15 NFL plays over the last 2 weeks. We told you we were going to open a can of you-know-what on the bookmakers, and we have. Way ahead in football, college, and pro going back to the preseason, which, again, preseason is some easy pickings as well. So join us at offshoreinsiders.com. See what we got this weekend. I'm still working on the portfolio.
All right. Sounds good, Joe. And once again, all the other cappers I do videos with cover games that they request. So presumably those are games that they feel like they have a somewhat reasonable edge on. Joe takes any and every game that I ask him to cover. So completely different ball of wax doing videos with Joe Duffy. And I'm very thankful that he does this with us this year and in years past. All right, Joe. Seattle, San Francisco. Right now, San Francisco is a 1-point home favorite. The total is 40 down from 41. It opened low and got bet lower. Both these teams, elite teams that have looked a little bit overvalued and overrated at times this year. Last week the Niners beat Washington, but that wasn't a convincing win. They didn't get the cover of the big home spread, and Seattle did finally get a win and a convincing cover last week as a big favorite at home against Arizona. But before that, they were looking very overvalued on their spread. So I'm not exactly sure what we could expect here on the spread. And, in terms of the total, San Francisco clearly playing their, reverting to their sort of a grinded out, more smash mouth style. And they've gone under in 3 of their 4 games since the bye. Seattle's, last game went way under, but they were overtrending before that. And it is a low total right now. The market line is 40. What's your take on this game, Joe?
And Seattle's been a team very kind to us going for or against, over or under when it comes to premium plays the last 2 years. There's probably no handicapper who's done as well with any team over the last 2 years with premium plays as I have with Seattle. Now, keep in mind that San Fran, despite a 7-4 straight-up mark, they're only outscoring their opponents by 0.2 points per game, so they've been pretty fortunate, although Seattle's not quite as dominant as you might expect. They're only outscoring teams by 2.5, but still, that San Fran really has that deceptive record. They won some close games that they could have lost. Seattle averages 5.4 yards per rushing attempts. The team's normally permitting 4.2, so in a game that a lot of people think could be one on the ground and with some smash mouth, Seattle more than holds their own. But keep in mind that the Seahawks defense is as healthy as they've been all year. They've had their share of injuries, but right now they're as healthy as they've been since the opening game against Green Bay. Russell Wilson's clicking. Colin Kaepernick, I know that Jim Harbaugh tried to do this passionate defense of Kaepernick, but the truth is I think he's regressed a little bit. Not that I wouldn't take him as my starting quarterback. I still think Kaepernick is capable of leading a team to the Super Bowl, but he's got to become a lot more consistent. And against a defense that's now healthy and that certainly feasts on mistakes, I like Seattle here.
Wow. All right. Seattle +1. So you're expecting a straight up win from Seattle. I mean, just if before last week, if you look at the results from before last week, Seattle was having trouble covering any spread, and San Francisco, as uninspiring as they were as a big favorite, were still actually a good bet overall because they were covering the spreads when they were just a small favorite.
Yeah, well, no, like I said, Seattle has been very good to me, whether going for or against them. I've gone against them. And the thing that does make me the most nervous is Seattle is definitely a team that is significantly better at home than on the road. So it's not like I go with Seattle on the road a ton. But as I said, another one of the reasons why they've been a little, first of all, coming off a Super Bowl victory, you're almost always going to be a little bit overvalued, and we're very well aware of that. But second of all, as we said, they've been a little bit banged up on the defensive side of the ball. And I think even when they got rid of Percy Harvin, that might have been a case where they had to take a little bit of a step back before they took a step forward, but they're getting used to life without him. So, no, all in all, I think it's a pretty good spot for Seattle. It's far from my strongest pick of the week, and frankly, not even my strongest pick today, but I do think it is the best percentage play in this game.
All right, classic game that Joe Duffy is happy to analyze, even though he's not seeing a big edge either way, even though it's a basically kind of coin flippy game. Joe Duffy's still willing to give an opinion on it. His opinion is Seattle currently +1. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns. big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.